All right, so today I'm going to be looking at the Marvel Encyclopedia, new edition with an introduction by Stan Lee. And I bought this thing probably about 6 months ago, and it's taken me a while to get into it. I think because I'm mostly into X-Men, so like I like some of this other stuff. I really like Black Panther, but aside from Black Panther, I'm mostly just into X-Men. Although I can enjoy a Spider-Man movie or whatever here and there. So anyway, it took me a while to get into it because it's Marvel in general and not just specific to X-Men. But now that I've been looking at it more closely, it's actually pretty fucking dope. Like, let's see, I'll just go to some of the different things that I was looking at in terms of X-Men here. Because I tried to look at characters that were not in the main X-Men just to see, like, you know, how do they portray them or how much space do they give them? Do they include them at all? And I mean, not that Bishop was like a side character totally, like he's not like a total fringe character, but you know, he's one character that had some significant play in the animated series from the 90s. But then in the movie Days of Future Past that came out, they like plugged that Bishop was going to be in it and some of the other time travelers, and then they were in it for like a fucking second, and he looked sweet, and then they just like left him in a mountain like the whole movie. He was in it for like 2 seconds. But anyway, they have these cool pictures of him, and my main association with X-Men is through the recent live action movies, but originally through the animated series. So, and I do love the original animations from that series, but I like that for a lot of the X-Men, they included, you know, these are not those depictions of Bishop, so these are pretty cool. So about half of a page here for Bishop. And this was one that I wasn't sure if they would include, was Gladiator. They got this other Gladiator who looks like a fucking dweeb. But this Gladiator from X-Men, from the Phoenix Saga and the Dark Phoenix Saga. I always fucking loved this character as a kid. I had his action figure, which was a pretty sweet one if you watch one of my other videos. Still in relatively good condition, that action figure that I had from the 90s. So, you know, they don't give him a huge section, which to me, I mean, this is probably appropriate given like his how significant he is in a lot of ways, or insignificant relatively, but he was such a great, like, I mean, meaning strong character. Like when he throws Juggernaut, like he stops Juggernaut's punch like it's nothing and then throws Juggernaut like halfway across the world into the ocean. So I'm just like, this is a bad motherfucker. Maybe you should get a little more space. I always hated Gideon, but for some reason in that video I also had, as a kid, his action figure. But he was like in that crew and the Phoenix shit. We also have here, not a fringe character, of course, but not like a super main character in Omega Red. I was reading that like he's not super popular, which to me, I guess is understandable, but he was always one of the coolest villains to me. Like I had his action figure too. Just because he was like pretty unique. I mean, he has the tentacles like that motherfucker from Spider-Man, but as far as in the X-Men world goes, like he's pretty unique. I mean, it's the kind of like cliche communist character from that era, but I always thought it was cool. And then Storm. So Storm is like maybe my favorite character overall of all the whole X-Men realm. They have a whole page for her, which is appropriate. I would say maybe even longer though, is what she deserves, because they give Colossus his own page, which I love me some Colossus, but come on, this is Storm we're talking about here. Fucking bad ass. So anyway, this is a really great. I haven't even really read more closely. I've just been kind of looking through to see who they include and just you know, the images so far, and I'll get around to reading here soon. But yeah, I think this is a great encyclopedia. Let me know your thoughts on if you have an edition of this and what you think. I'd like to do some more videos. I think there's a lot of content here. So yeah, let me know what you think and what else you want to see from it.